The creation of employment or jobs and stabilizing the economy, better healthcare condition has always been a pivotal focus for any election across the world, whether it is in the United States of America, whether it is in the United Kingdom, or it is in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, or it is in the Republic of Kenya, or it is in the Republic of Benin, or it is in the Republic of Chad. Regardless of whichever nation that you find yourself, job creation, health care, and the economy seems to be the main focus of every presidential race or political race. However, we are witnessing 2025 presidential election in process. We are counting almost about 50 days to go for the presidential election. Candidates already tabled 12 in numbers, already looking at how they will stabilize the economy, create more jobs, and improve our healthcare system. Above all, improve on the security network of our country. With these 12 candidates, Cameroonians are asking the question, who among them has a better plan or a better policy that will stabilize the economy, create more jobs, and enable the health sector to be functioning? As we speak right now, the rate of unemployment among many Cameroonians is becoming a major cause for concern, as many who are even employed describe their situation as disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment is a situation where someone is recruited below his or her academic standard, where the person just needs to have a name that I have a job. Even if his take-home package cannot take him home, it is good because at least it will enable him to check halfway home and to take care of his family or her family. That is disguised unemployment. With that in mind, many Cameroonians are saying that that is the center where they find themselves. As the prices of commodities have increased these days, the money value has decreased. Money value is what money can buy in terms of goods and services. If 1,000 francs can buy a bag of cocoyam, then the value for 1,000 francs is a bag of cocoyam. But if 1,000 francs cannot buy a bag of cocoyam, then which means that 1,000 a bag of cocoyam is more than 1,000. Therefore, the value for 1,000 has dropped. And if 1,000 cannot buy a loaf of bread or 2 loaves of bread, it means that the value for money further has dropped. And if 1,000 francs cannot buy anything, it therefore means that the value for that 1,000 francs has dropped. That is money value. And within the context of our nation, the value for money is gradually decreasing, as many are finding it difficult to actually purchase good amount of quantity of goods with small money. What has been described in many cases or in the economy parlance as inflation. Regardless of where you stand, how you look at it, the issue about the transport network of our country is a major cause for concern. That has an effect on the economy. The economy, for it to strive, it must be based on proper road network, and equally the stabilization of our electricity network that beef up the economy. An economy with a limping healthcare system will not be able to maintain its gross domestic product, its GDP, and GDP play a good role in terms of how a nation is valued, how a nation is respected, how a nation receives loan, and how a nation receives aid and assistance, and how a nation increases its cooperation with foreign investors. The healthcare system of Cameroon, from the northwest to the southwest region, west, center, east, north, far north, and the south region, is something that we must be genuine and ask the question: do we as a people have an understanding that there is a problem with it, or there isn't a problem with it? No matter who rules a nation, in any part of the world, challenges on healthcare will always come up. Challenges on the economy will always come up. Challenges on security will always come up. Even in the United States of America, those challenges will always come up. But the question is, how frequent are they? How much affecting do they affect the common man? If you look at the balance, if we say there will always be problem, what is the situation of us in Cameroon? Are we best, better, worst? This is House of Commons with me, Tah Mai Javis. From the second week of September, campaigns will effectively kickstart. You will hear candidates who promise how they will construct seaports in areas that don't even have an ocean. You will hear how they will construct bridges in areas that don't even have a river. You will hear how they will construct better houses in areas that are highly volcano. You will hear how they will provide jobs, but the question is, which of the 12 candidates can best deliver in terms of healthcare and jobs and the economy? To discuss on this, therefore, we are joined by a cream of panelists who are already in the studio with us. But first, I want to take this Sunday to wish you guys watching us out there a happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to those of you watching us from the social media network, especially on our Facebook page. Happy Sunday to all of you who constantly take your time to watch us on our Facebook page. I want to wish you, Mr. Nyam Robert, and your wife, Joan Myra Kelia, happy Sunday to your entire family. God should continue to bless and protect you. And also to you, my friend Charles Agbo from the Canada. Charles Agbo from Canada, happy Sunday to you too. And of course, Mr. Inongene Eringwese, happy Sunday to you too and your entire family. In the studio, we are joined by the representative of the different political parties. Here we have, of course, Mr. Ekonde. Mr. Ekonde is the representative of the PCRN party of Honorable Cabra Libi. The party will be launching its Northwest headquarters on Tuesday, and those of you in Bamenda, the party is inviting you to actually come to their Northwest headquarters on Tuesday as they are officially launching the opening of that chapter in the Northwest region, which is going to help the party to campaign for the 2025 presidential election and be as a base for the party to canvass for or to participate in future elections, that is municipal legislature election. Happy Sunday, Konde, and thanks for joining us.
Happy Sunday, Mr. Javis. Happy Sunday, panelists. Happy Sunday, Cameroonians. Yes, indeed, we are inaugurating the office of Bamenda, the regional office of Bamenda, with the president, Mr. Barrister Tamfu Richard, on Tuesday. We really call on the people of Bamenda to come one, come all, and let's see how to spread our tentacles of the CPRN, Cameroon's Party for National Reconciliation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In the studio, we are also joined by Dr. Alfred Esinge, who is also here with us and believes that Cameroonians must set aside their differences and build a nation that will work for everybody regardless of their political affiliation, and believe that we must have a civil discussion without attacking people when it comes to our political opinion, and respect each other's opinion the way it should be, without putting the fact that in politics, as he has always noted, that we must keep aside emotion and respectfully disagree to agree. Dr. Esinge, happy Sunday, Omaja.
Happy Sunday to you, Mr. Javis. Happy Sunday to you, my fellow panelists. And happy Sunday to you watching us out there. I want to say that I'm very excited to be here again today for this particular wonderful program that comes up every Sunday by 12 noon. I want to say that before I forget to tell you about this, is that we are out to put Cameroon on a good page in the world history. Stay tuned.
In the studio, we are joined by the representative of the Social Democratic Front, Power to the people and equal opportunity as their slogan is of the party, with the flag bearer Honorable Joshua Nambangi Osi, who is of the opinion that the Anglophone crisis will come to an end immediately he becomes president of Cameroon, and he will also stabilize the economy and has a vision of bringing a federation which will take power back to the people and bring about accountability where no Cameroonian will be above the law and no Cameroonian will be below the law. We are joined by Brandon, who is someone that also has a strong feeling that the party, Social Democratic Front, has the foundation and the fabric of taking this nation from where it has been to a place where Cameroonians will not be judged by their tribes, but will be based on merit and also equal opportunity to many. Brandon, happy Sunday and thanks for joining us.
Happy Sunday, Javis. Happy Sunday to my co-panelists. Thanks for invited me to share my thoughts, my hopes, and my frustration on this August panel. I want to say happy Sunday and good morning, good afternoon to all Cameroonians who are watching us, especially to you, Marceline Molongo, who has been a moral support and a pillar to me, watching and encouraging our works and our deeds from Limbe. I want to also appreciate you. I want to say happy Sunday, and I want to also encourage all the militants of the Social Democratic Front Party, the SDF, that incarnates federalism from its origin, and we know in Cameroon federalism is the pathway. It is a solution to all our problems. So I want to encourage the militants, sympathizers, and all Cameroonians that all hope is not lost. Come October 2025, we are going to have the work done, and we are going to bring the solution that we also desire. Thank you for having me.
Communal liberalism is the vision of Honorable Cabral Libi, and he also had a vision that better serving Cameroonians will be based on communal liberalism, which will take Cameroonians respecting their different cultural fabric and socio-demographic factors that best identify them and put them on a common trajectory where they can reason together and move the nation forward. I begin the program with you, Mr. Ekonde. Looking at the state, I think this program today will be highly on issues and not on persons. You are representing the I always use the PCRN, you call it the CPRN, which is now we are moving towards the period for campaigns, and many Cameroonians have been distracted of recent with the issue of coalition. Setting that aside, let us look at issues that Cameroonians should focus on. We are talking about the economy. We're talking about also the jobs and security. But first, let us look at Cameroon's economy. What is your appraisal on the current state of Cameroon's economy based on your party's view?
Yes, Mr. Tah Javis, thank you again once more for the invite. I would say with great dismay that the Cameroonian economy is really in a dilapidating state, but we are in charge. We are obliged. We are supposed to bring out ideas. We are supposed to bring out projects which will remedy the situation. First of all, we need to understand that Cameroon, for one, has Cameroon for one is a country which is so blessed with natural resources, so blessed with human resources, and Cameroon for one has a real problem. Cameroon for one has a real problem with jobs creation, with wealth creation, and I really think as of 2024, I really believe 2024, the report says Cameroon has a workforce of over 11 million, more than 11 million people, and the government employs 40,000 civil servants, and the formal jobs of Cameroon employs at least 1.1 million people. And if you look keenly into it, there is a very large proportion of Cameroonians who are in the informal sector. If you deduct 1,100,000 people of the formal sector from the 11 million workforce, you understand that there is a large population out there that really needs job in Cameroon. And these people, this majority of these people who are in the informal sector are mostly based in the primary sector, which is the informal sector, mostly agriculture, livestock, and others. And we really think the main issue which the government is preoccupied now, the regime in power, has always been the formal sector. We hear them saying that they want to create jobs they give more jobs for doctors, give more jobs in white collar jobs, which we mostly call them, which is mostly the formal jobs which we understand. And this government has always left this the majority of Cameroonians who are really in need of jobs. I really say it is time for us to really understand that if we have given a very long time for these people, with all the promises and all the frustration, understand, even with the dilapidating roads which has been frustrating people, for them to get for this informal sector, who are mostly based in agriculture, for them to get their agricultural goods out of the farms in the rural areas. We really understand that it is a period for us to understand that we should look keenly into the projects of each and every individual presidential candidate which we have. We must also understand that Cameroon has a lower economy. It's a middle economy, as we call it, and it is endowed in mineral resources like oil, gas, aluminium, and agriculturally we have cocoa, maize, and cassava, which what we propose in the Cameroon's Party for National Reconciliation. We need to have a base for this informal sector. We need to industrialize this agricultural sector for them to explore their talents, for them to explore their products. I also think with regards to what we are proposing in the Cameroon's Party for National Reconciliation, and taking into consideration our topic for today, which is which presidential candidate is best going to apply the jobs and the wages, which presidential candidate is going to help Cameroonians gain back their trust by providing jobs and wealth creation. We really believe that for job creation, we should intensify our time. We should intensify our production in serving this majority of these people who are in the informal sector by industrializing the agricultural sector, providing productive units for them to process their goods. I think it will create more jobs. And also, I really think community federalism, which Mr. Tah Javis just announced, I really think it is ideal for Cameroon. Why? Because there is this axis which we have. The first axis, I'll use two axes. The first axis, which is really pertinent for job creation, it is industrializing the agricultural sector, and also decentralizing community decentralization. It will help for job creation, because we can't be talking about industrializing the agricultural sector without talking about how to bring these agricultural products out of the rural area maybe to export them to African countries, and maybe to even produce or transform them for the nation Cameroon. In the Cameroon's Party for National Reconciliation, I really believe Cabral Lebi has always been pertinent on this, saying that our first target is supposed to be giving food to the people. A hungry man is an angry man, as they always say, and I really believe that in the Cameroon's Party for National Reconciliation, we take this as a real target for us. I'll first begin with the first axe, if with your permission, Mr. Tah Javis.
We'll be coming back on that.
Okay.
Yes, just note.
But remember, I have two acts to really praise on
two.
wages and...
Yeah, you take the two.
Okay, thank you.
The two. Brandon, Social Democratic Front. Now, we are talking about the issue about the economy, job creation and wealth. How is this SDF plan on tackling this?
First of all, Javis, thank you for... when I received this invitation, the topic was very alarming. I could not miss for any reason, because job creation, it is at the heart of the political program of the Social Democratic Front. And when we want to talk about job, the chairman of the SDF has always said on public spaces that the problem of unemployment is a problem that borders at the heart of national security. He said, and I'm quoting him today, that most of these boys who were recruited, Ambas, and some of those who are fighting as Boko Haram, were not taken from their offices or from their job sites. They were recruited from the streets, from the villages, from the bushes, because of unemployment and other inabilities that they could not meet up with their daily needs. So if you want to tackle the problem of unemployment, you should see it as necessary as being a problem of national security, because if you handle unemployment in the country, to an extent you are handling the security of the country, because majority of these amber boys, majority of these hoodlums, these rascals, this what we call Mazembe, who are doing things around, are people who don't have job, and they are doing this just to survive, just to have a means of survival. So you see that the problem of unemployment is a problem of national security, and it is from this standpoint that the SDF is seeing it, and the SDF is putting everything that is possible to see that we tackle this problem, not as a matter of unemployment, but as a matter that borders at the heart of the security of the country. Secondly, the chairman, whom I am still quoting, talked about, he used an example of Uganda. Now that is job creation. In Uganda, one gorilla produces about 1 million plus per year. Cameroon has more gorillas 10 times than Uganda. But in Cameroon, in my village where I'm coming from, the greatest hunter was a man that killed gorilla. A gorilla that can produce 1 million plus, that is going to boost the economy. But you have the greatest hunter, the greatest hero is somebody that killed gorilla. So you see, we don't have value for these things that can produce money, and this is what the system that we have in place is missing. So what the SDF is proposing is that these are values, these are touristic values that we are going to put in place to preserve nature, to preserve these animals that can produce money, that can cause employment and give money to the government. Thirdly, you have the Limbe slave trade in Limbe. There was a time that administrative authorities wanted to sell that area to a business person. If not for the intervention of the FACO chiefs, they wanted to say, you cannot imagine this very secretive historic site of the life of our country. They want to sell it to a business person. And that is a place that when it is developed, that place can produce billions for the government and cause very, very much employment. But you have people who don't care, who don't bother about the well-being of the youths, about the well-being of the people, and they want to sell a place that is as sacred and as privileged as the Limbe slave trade area in the southwest region. So the SDF is proposing that this is a place where you develop that place, it can produce money and cause employment to the country. Thirdly, I also want to say, when you look at the energy system of Cameroon, we don't even have enough energy to electrify our houses. Then when we are talking about industrialization, what are you talking? We cannot have a company that produces car or a company that produces mobile phone, because we don't have enough energy in the country even to electrify our house. You put on your TV, there is a high level of low voltage. So the NCF is proposing that with the dams, with the natural resources, with the blessings that we have, we are going to boost our energy, that we can attract foreign investors who can open big companies that can have more employment and pay taxes to the government to generate more income. So these are some of the programs of the SDF. You cannot have a country that does not have enough energy and you are talking about employment. Even the small minor companies that we have, they are still suffering from low voltage problem. Even in our personal houses, we don't have enough energy. So these are some of the things that the system in place is missing, and they just think because they have what to eat, they don't care about the common one, because these are common problems that every Cameroonian is facing. It is not that they don't know, they are aware, but it is that they care less. They don't care about the Cameroonian people, and this is what the SDF is bringing on the table. That if the SDF has the mandate, we are going to develop all this structure, because if you have enough energy, you are going to attract foreign investors, you are going to attract more companies. Thirdly or fourthly, Javis, look at Limbe. Look at the Limbe deep sea port. We have been talking it on paper, television, Limbe deep sea port. Just imagine that if the Limbe deep sea port is realized today, calculate the number of employment that it is going to render to the people of Southwest and Cameroon at large. The Tico former airport is there. So you see, if all these things are developed, it is going to generate employment, going to generate more income to the economy. We don't even have what the problem of what it is not even something that we can talk again about. We have crops that are coming from the bushes in the southwest region. We don't have roads to transport them. So these are all what the SDF is proposing, that if we are given the mandate, we are going to realize the Limbe deep sea port as a matter of employment, as a matter of revenue generating to the economy. We are going to boost energy to attract foreign investors, to attract companies who are going to establish here and give employment to the youth. We are going to make agriculture a sector that is not going to be about you harvesting your crop, selling it to foreigners who are Presently today in the far north, I think the far north is one of the highest producer of ginger and garlic. We have shortage of ginger and garlic because people are coming from Nigeria, buying ginger and garlic, go and transform it in Nigeria, and then they come and sell it to us in sachet, very expensive. So the SDF, this is a mechanism that the SDF are going to put in place. We are going to stop things like that. We are going to make sure that our production, we produce ginger, we process it, we sell it to our common people, then sell it to the market. That is going to be very cheap and affordable to us. We are going to produce our onions and everything. We are going to make priority for the home market before exportation. We are not going to produce because you produce in large scale and somebody is coming from Nigeria buying 10,000, then you sell it for 10,000, you leave the Cameroonian people, they are starving, they don't have what to eat. So these are all mechanisms that the SDF is going to put in place, having the realization of employment, having the realization of enough money in the economy to do what we want to do. It is not impossible. It is because the system in place, they are very comfortable, or they are very comfortable because they have their investment, they have their whatsoever foreign, and they are doing well for themselves. They don't care about the common man. So the SDF is bringing this proposal on the table to the common man, that if we have the mandate, first of all, we are going to boost our energy production, we are going to advance our agriculture, and we are going to invest on tourism. Cameroon has more than enough touristic sites that can generate billions in this country. We have the Twin Lake in Kufe Manyinguba. We have the Limbe slave trade area. We have so many that I cannot even start to mention. So these are all things that we are going to boost and advance to create employment and to create more revenue for the people.
Okay, Dr. Isinge, we are coming out to look at how best will this be done, looking at the current system.
Okay, listening to our friends and colleagues on the other side, everyone has been depending on what they are planning to do, but they have not told us how they want to do it. They have not told us how they want to transform this particular bad state that they have proposed, they have been bringing out, because you would agree with me that this is not a new thing. This is not a new thing that we are talking. For example, when we get to certain places, you see that even to go to certain towns and cities, it becomes a challenge. But we as Cameroonians, instead of looking at how to better this situation, how we are going to do it, we are looking at the problems that are on ground, and which poses another bigger problem, because you put the people's minds at trouble. People who are already ready to be comfortable or maybe to be managing what they have, they begin to get so troubled to the extent of they start thinking of killing themselves and fighting amongst themselves. So our approach in this particular point in time, how I wish it was already campaign time, because if I go now to want to campaign for a party or to project any particular candidate, I'll be making a mistake at this time, because lawfully it is not yet the period for campaign, so we can't talk about that. Let's talk as Cameroonians, let's talk as people who live in Cameroon, let's talk as people who face the day-to-day problems of Cameroon and to manage this kind of a thing. My point of focus now is about those people that have appeared to be political, to stand for the presidential elections. Yes, for the 2025 elections. Who are they? What have they been doing in Cameroon or wherever they have been? Which positions have they held before in Cameroon? And those positions they held before, what did they do with it?
Track record.
How do they help Cameroon? That's where we begin to now know who we can vote to better Cameroon. Otherwise, we'll be starting a war we can't finish. We'll be starting a fight that we don't know when it's going to end. You know what it means to stay for 1 week without eating food, because everywhere is locked down. Guns are shouting here and there. And that's why we must avoid it as much as possible, so that nobody gets to the streets to go and be killed because they don't know what to do. And that's why you see at this particular moment in time, we are going to go back to look at who is who, what they have offered, and where they are coming from. Look at it very well. About close to 9-10 persons on that list are people who were created from CPDM. They are members of CPDM. They were raised in CPDM. They were fed by CPDM. They were given food, houses, cars. Go to their houses, go to their garages, go to everywhere. You talk about Cabral Libi. Cabral Libi came to politics when he was looking like this, our brother. But now Cabral Libi, look at him, he's different. Look at Joshua C. He is not a beggar. He is a business tycoon. Now, the question we're asking ourselves is that he is a parliamentarian at the center of Douala. He is not from Douala, but he is a parliamentarian at the center of Douala. You ask yourself the question, what has he been able to do to stop some of the hurdles and the trouble as a parliamentarian he is? What has he done? That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Look at the others. They have served with these governments. The government gave them funds and they swindled these funds. Some of them use these funds to develop themselves, their family, and maybe buy properties here and there, and then we don't hear about them again for the whole year. Only when it is time for elections, they surface to come and tell us they want us to vote them to develop Cameroon. Which Cameroon? Which Cameroon are they talking about? Which Cameroon? The Cameroon that you have benefited from. The Cameroon that you live better than the common man you want to protect. How many of them have you developed? How many of them have you helped? We're talking about agriculture. Do you need the government to develop the agricultural sector? Don't every local man or community, can they not develop it? Can they not? Can these politicians, the senators, the parliamentarians, the councillors, and all the like, they told their people they were going there to help them. They were going there to protect them. They were going to provide for them. And after they were voted to authority, they left everything and they are now calling government. That's why I get annoyed. I get annoyed with anyone that wants to become an opposition party member or whatever. You should tell me what you have been doing in your community. That's what we do. Like Peter Obi is talking about Nigeria today. Peter Obi tells us what he has done in Nigeria. When he was in Onitsha, this is what I did, this is what I did, this is what I did. Why can't these our people who want to be presidents tell us what they have done in those positions of authority they held? Issa Chiroma held the government positions and everything. And then today he's criticizing about the north that he came from. Yeah. What do you think?
Almost three ministries, eh?
Yes, Bello Buba Magari. They are talking no schools, nothing to nothing. The government is supposed to give you schools or what? As a parliamentarian, as a senator, as a minister of the country. Minister. It is the government you're waiting for to come and help develop your country. What are these people taking us for? What are you brothers taking us for? They have called us for a common coalition. They wanted people to be happy. It took us how many days to agree on a coalition? And they never finally agreed on a coalition. So are they not deceiving us and telling young people to go and die again tomorrow? What is the problem? What is the problem?
There's not even a coalition as of now. Eh?
Listen to this, Mr. Javis. To hear the name President Pobia was supposed to be something that we should be happy that it is President Pobia that is coming back again. Why? Because we would have said that we are coming to win him. Because we can win him. Because he has not been able to do the right things. So we can win him. So but why does the name scare people? That is the question I'm asking you. If President Pobia was just a mere man, why does the name scare Akeremuna? Why does that name scare other political parties? Why? It means that there is something they are not telling us. But we are educated. We see what is happening. They have begged you to come for a coalition. Till today, you cannot go for coalition. And you want to come and change Cameroon. Are you going to solve the crises that are happening in different places where people cannot come together? Where you yourselves, you don't even have war. You don't even have problems. But you cannot come together as one. Did you not hear the other day when Minister Tangaji was telling us that they had a gentleman's agreement with Kabalibi and the others? Did you not hear that? What is a gentleman's agreement? Those who know politics, what is gentleman's agreement? Elders who are wise, what is gentleman's agreement? What you took behind have you given these young people? Are these people that you are projecting in front? When you took the parliamentary seat and everything, have you benefited their lives? How many of them have better positions in the country? How many of them are projecting well to show us that when you take the country tomorrow, you will do well? Brothers, we are not criticizing you. We are just trying to tell you that stop deceiving us. Don't tell us what you cannot offer. Because your positions you held in this country, you never did anything with it. As a parliamentarian, as a senator, as a councillor, as whatever you are, then the country begged you for a coalition against the man you consider it is 92 years. You refused. It's because you know what we don't know. So for now, if you ask me, I don't think there is any other political party that is qualified to manage Cameroon now, like the people we think they have spoiled it. Because they have told us that 2035. They have told us that. And I think it is only proper to say, okay, I don't have the yam, I don't have the knife. I don't have the money to run these elections. Takes money. To handle these issues of the society takes money. We don't know the relationship that these our brothers have with the international community. Of course, you know, elections in Africa are being conducted right from Europe and America. We know it. And our brothers have not done their homework. They have not done the homework, but they want to come and face giants that have done homework and they know what to do. That is exactly what I'm trying to talk about.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Isinge. We'll be coming back to you. Before then, let me take on some quick messages and go to my brother, Tunge. This one says, Good afternoon, Mr. Javis. I'm following your program from Bamenda. I wish to ask those panelists in the studio to please tell the leaders of their parties to keep aside personal interests and think about the millions of Cameroonians who are calling for a coalition to confront the regime in power. If they are genuine and truly want a change, they won't be talking about participating in the upcoming election as individual parties. The way I am seeing things going, many of these parties are participating in the election because of the campaign money. That's why they don't want a coalition. Stop using those young people to deceive us. Ernest from Bamenda. But Ernest, the money I even talking about campaign is a very small money.
But others are contributing.
So it's a very
others
small
are
money.
donating.
It's a very small money that most of
the money they gave Camto will he give it back?
No, he has announced that he's giving it back. He has announced
when will he give it? How many?
He announced that he has made provisions that
they make money from it.
Let me come, doctor. Let me come. He has announced that he will give it back, and he has also made and gave the direction for his party to start disposing the money. The Social Democratic Fund now has the best program economically to solve the Cameroon's economic problems. All the other candidates are they cannot even elaborate their own programs. Cameroonians are tired of promises year in, year out. We need a new leadership at the helm of Cameroon to show us their worst. I am Quine Emmanuel, writing from Bafoussam. Quine Emmanuel, writing from Bafoussam. This one say, good afternoon, panelists in the studio, and of course you, Tah Mai Javis, the ever pertinent host. Now, I have been listening carefully, and honestly, sometimes I feel like you people came with dictionaries instead of solutions. You are here blowing grammar while Cameroonians are crying for jobs, wealth creation, and the real middle class. Let me remind the opposition candidates, if by October 12 you don't coalesce and bring out one candidate, all Cameroonians can rally behind, then all those manifestos you are parading are nothing more than bedtime stories. Please don't dash. Yeah. When I say dash because of insult, I skip it. The people want to see a straight fight with CPDM on one side and the United Coalition candidate on the other side. Anything else is just another episode of grammar and dash. Brandon writing from Boya. This other one says, Javis, good afternoon, Mr. Tah Mai Javis, and to all the members of the panel. My Media Prime is not a platform where people come, sit, and spread misinformation. Yes. Okay. Misinformation. Your fellow panelists talk about how administrative authorities want to sell the slave trade site in Bimbia to businessman. Shows his dash of. Okay, that's fake news. Yeah, I know. Divine, I was to do a follow up on that. Please, when you are sending us your message, don't attack persons. Go straight to your point. Don't attack persons. Mr. Itonge, you want to react before answering my questions?
Yes. I really have a small reaction. I want to agree with Doctor. That the action speaks louder than word, and we must bring out what you have done. Who are you? What you have done for the people to understand, and maybe follow your projects. I also want to tell Doctor that change is a permanent conviction of everything. You talked about the countenance of Honorable Cabral Libi. I really understand with you, just because maybe of where he is now. But I want to bet you, Doctor, I've known you for quite like 4 years now, and this is not your countenance. And I cannot blame your countenance due to maybe because of what you're doing. So change is a permanent conviction of everything. People must change, especially with the physical appearance of people. You talked about local people cannot develop, local people can develop the agricultural sector. I don't understand. You know, local people cannot develop the agricultural sector. Why? Because we need to process these agricultural goods, materials, leaving the forest. We need good roads. People will not construct roads because the laws of Cameroon do not permit people to construct roads to take the local produce from the farms to the market. Yes, thank you, Javis, to the market. So we need still an assistance of the government. That's why I brought in these proposals. You talked about what people are doing. I really want to beg us to really understand that the Cameroon's Party for National Reconciliation since 2017, before we went through 11 million citizens, we have always been active on the field. We have not only been active sensitizing the people to register on the electoral list, we have also been active to spread our tentacles to hold, especially the voting points of which we are crying today that it is the main idea behind the winning this candidate, President Biya. I also want to plead with you to understand that we have facts, especially with one of the axes that I wanted to plead, that I give some understanding on community decentralization, which I wanted to explain that what we are saying is not just saying. We have the mayor of Konjok, Dr. Lombard. I really think you know him, who is practicing what we are saying on community decentralization. He's buying backhoe loaders and caterpillars and compactors to help his road, you know, for people to bring out produce out. I'm telling you what we are doing. Honorable Cabral Libi has always been participative, especially to spread, especially machines to produce. You know, it is online. Rolango Isi, who is also one of our parliamentarians, has always been active. It is online, bringing out machines to help ladies decorticate egusi and all the rest. It is with the little that we have, which we are doing what we can do, and which is feasible now. I also want to plead with you, Doctor, for what you said about the gentleman agreement. I don't really understand, you know. In one way, we blame the territorial administration. The other way, we want to use what he is saying as if we want to accept that what he is saying is so correct to blame maybe an opposition candidate. I want to make you understand that I have been there with 11 million citizens. We created it in 2017. Then I was the regional coordinator of Prince Ekoso's party. And Cabral Libi was nothing. But just the concept of 11 million citizens to the polling station made me to adhere to his political party. Why? Because I saw how active he was on the field to sensitize people to go and register massively, of which we have been doing it from 2017 till date. Proof. We have proofs. We have succeeded to register massively. I really don't want to give you the statistics, but I personally in Boya from 2018 with my team, we succeeded as the regional coordinator then of Cameroon's Party for National Reconciliation to register more than 250 Bakweri people in my village. Actively, we have been doing it, and my last passage was here in Dokoti. I'm sure just before the electoral call was announced when we stopped. And I really think we have been active on the field. Not only active, I really like to make you understand that we have a good plan. We have a good project. We have a good project for the Anglophone people. You understand? Just accepting that the people of the Northwest and Southwest, they need a better autonomy, and understanding the project of community federalism, giving the opportunity for people to wipe out these 10 regions and bring 30 regions. I must tell you, in the 16th century, America began with 17, I'm sure 17 federal states, and today they are 50-something. Eventually, with all the other regions, other countries, we see what is happening. For better autonomy, to give the people better autonomy, you need to give them regional autonomy, of which what we call in the community federalism, autonomous community regions. If you give them better autonomy, if you give them the opportunity to tackle their resources, if you give them the opportunity to build their roads by themselves, I don't understand why we are so hard We are so hard. I'm sure the Lord says, harden not your heart, but I'll plead on us Cameroonians, harden not your heart to choose, to look deeply into the projects that these people are bringing out, to look deeply as what Doctor said. I concur with what he said, that you should see what they have done and what they have been doing, to adhere to their political astutes, to adhere maybe on the 12th of October to vote for Honorable Cabral Libi, because I think it is the best choice, and the best choice for the Anglophone people and for the Cameroonian person in general.
I think if you give us the opportunity to be reacting to ourselves,
yes,
because
if we react like that, it will make us.
Yes, because I needed to clarify him about agriculture.
Yeah, I will note it. I will note it down. I've been noting, so that if you just tell me, I will note it and remind you later. You were to explain the two axes.
Yes, the two axes.
You finally did not, because you had to give a rebuttal to some of the issues that were raised.
Yeah.
I'll come back to you for the two axes, but I want to remain with you briefly. You talk about the fact that Honorable Cabral Libi has a policy or a program which he believes that they have to give food to the people in the communities. What do you mean by giving food to the people in the communities?
It's very simple. It's agriculture. It is aligned. It aligns with what I am saying, right? It is agriculture. If you want to feed the people, process their food, give them good roads to take out their food. There are some, Mr. Javis, it is very sincere what I'm telling you. Like the last panel, you remember what you said, back of cocoyams piling in villages. There are no roads.
Especially in Momo division, big bags of cocoyams.
Let me make you to understand that, you know, some of those perishable goods, they perish in the bush, and even the people who are there not exporting the goods to the center where they can sell them, the goods perish and they don't have money, and they don't even have the food to eat. So, Mr. Javis, if you give the way for the people to build their roads by themselves, if you give a way to the people to industrialize, we in the community federalism, we say it's an obligation for us to build at least in 5 years 60 units of production. You understand? That's feeding the people. That's feeding the people, Mr. Javis. I really wish you understand. It is something very simple, and we have done it. I for one, I have done it. I studied history, but it was nothing for me to get into history, because it was so hectic for me thinking that I'm going to be a teacher. But after I realized myself, I went into agriculture. I created a livestock center in Boya, precisely in Boya town. After having a problem with the Amber Boys, where I was kidnapped in Tole with Abiakom, my landlord killed, and all the rest, I had to transfer the livestock center to Boya Town, and still I had a problem with light, because I had to bring these machines which were supposed to grind the meal, the feed me, and there was no possibility for me to bring in 3-phase light, and so many problems which were still caused by this same regime. Just because maybe I'm on opposition, or let me leave that on the way. I'm just trying to explain to you that if we give the chance to the people to process their foods, if we build regional units of production, it is possible. Why is it not possible? Why do we think it's not possible? There is political unwillingness. There is political unwillingness with the regime in power to do it. Not that they are not doing it. We remember the tractors which are left in, I'm sure it's in Bolowa. So many tractors which were left. You think it is not possible? President Ahijo left factories producing units, paper, and all the rest. Where are the factories?
Okay,
it's as if we have not had the taste of the grace of agriculture.
We're coming back to you, Brandon. You want to react before I ask my questions, or some of the things raised by the studio?
Yes. I want to react. That is when I listen to Dr. Oben.
Dr.
Esinge, he resembles one of the doctors I know, Oben. That's why. So I begin to wonder to myself, if you want to question the works that the SDF and her militants are doing, I begin to ask myself many questions. If in the Cameroon Parliament there is a party that has stood for justice, that has fought for the Cameroonian people, is the SDF. We can count about the Honorable Wiba, we can count about Honorable Germany, we can count about Honorable Osi, who took the mic from the Prime Minister because he did not follow laws. It is there on record. We can count about Honorable Wiba, who openly spoke clearly to the Anglophone problem that the Parliament didn't want to talk about. So these are acts of bravery that the SDF, because the SDF is a party that incarnates bravery from its origin. Because you understand that from the creation of the SDF, 6 people died in 1990 at Bamenda Liberty Square. And when we went to commemorate the life of the fallen heroes,
had their arms affected,
injured. And when we went to commemorate the lives of the fallen hero, we went there and we gave them flowers. So you should understand that SDF, when you listen, when you hear the name SDF, we are talking about bravery. We are talking about people who are fighting not for their interests, who are fighting for the common man. You have to talk about the person like Honorable OC. If you begin to question what OC has done, it means I don't understand if you are a Cameroonian or not. Because it is there on every billboard, it is there. Honorable OC is from the Nigerian, yes, but he is the chief of his village. And we are not talking about tradition, we are talking about politics. As a Cameroonian, if you have stayed in a place for OC was born in Douala, so it is not a problem for OC to be a parliamentarian. And this is what some of his distractors are using, that OC is from Jan and he is a parliamentarian in Douala. It is politics. It is not very necessary. And even there in Douala, he is doing in his village. He is the chief of his village, and we know what OC is doing and what he has been doing. Outside OC, we can talk about the Weber. Outside Weber, we can talk about the Germany. No, it is. I am not here. I am not here to educate you on what you already know. Or don't know. If you don't know that, I am talking to those who know. If you don't know, you leave it, because you are never going to accept. You, and even if I start to explain what verbatim, you are never going to accept. But we have a system. We have their party. We have their party CPDM. We have their party CPDM who has been in power for 42 years. What we can see is bad road. What we can see is low voltage. What we can hear is insecurity. What we can hear is unemployment. You don't talk about that. You come here to question OC, who has never been even a regional delegate of a ministry. OC has never taken part in any government position. OC has been an individual politician of the opposition from the word go. So when you talk about the Isa Churuma, the very word you can talk about, but when you start putting OC in the chapter, or you start putting OC in that space, it means you are misinforming the Cameroonian. OC has never held any government position. There is also a rumor that is making rounds on social media that OC is gaining contract from the government. It is like OC is an aviation expert. So OC works with aviation, and Cameroon has their own Cameroon government, and Simalin, Cam Echo, they have their own aviation expert. I don't know if OC is maybe one of the aviation experts that works with them, but OC has never benefited from every government grants that it is out of maybe whatsoever. If there is any benefit, it is business. And you don't expect OC not to get business because he is of the opposition. It means we should not be in Cameroon because we are of the opposition. Or I should not say to you, or you should not say to me, or I should not talk to you because we are opposing. So that is business. And OC as an individual, if there is an opportunity, he do business with whosoever. So that is out of the case. There is no benefit that OC or the SF is benefiting from the government, because it is just business out of politics. And this is what Cameroonians should understand. There are people who have benefited from the system, creating the problem that they are stepping out to solve. We have people like the Chuma, the Beluba, who are the cause of the problem, then they step out. They are not God. It is only God that created time and step out of time to control time. But you human beings, you cannot create a problem. You step out of the problem to come and solve the problem. We are not taking you serious. You are not serious. So that was just to react from what the doctor
my question to you. You talked about the fact that the Limbe Trade Center, which is the Limbe Trade Center, slave trade center, which the administration wanted to sell to an individual. But the question I would like to ask you is, would it not have been best for that individual to take the trade center and develop it that will create more jobs than to abandon it for how long it has been there?
Javis, you cannot. Is
it not? Can the government not list it for someone who can better manage it?
From where I'm coming from, Javis, there are things we hold secret. Where I'm coming from, I would say, let me call in local parlance, Juju house. It means where that is where incarnates the culture of the people. It means that is where you want to talk about Cameroon. You want to talk about the history. That is there is an ancestral connection between the Cameroonian people and the Limbe slave trade. You cannot list it to an individual to develop. What is the government doing? Because that is not only a business side. That is the origin. That is the history of the Cameroonian people. When you want to talk about Cameroon, you want to talk about slave trade. You want to talk about what the people has gone through. You cannot keep the limit.
You know that government alone, any government in the world does not have money. That depends on people's private.
No, this is developing the limber slave trade side. It is not like spending money uselessly. How the CPDM is doing, creating bureaucracy, people with white collar jobs signing papers that don't bring any money on the limber slave trade area. If you develop it, it can generate income for its own maintenance, pay her workers, and give more revenues to the government. So it is like a business. You are investing on the business. The business alone can take care of itself, pay the workers, and still generate more income to the government. So, and this business is not like Cam Echo, it is not like Cam Ray, or it is not like Sonne that you can just listen. This is a business that we also hold as sacred as it is. This is something that we cannot permit to give it to an individual to manage, because this depends. It borders at the very heart of the Cameroonian man. It is like a grandfather. It is like I would say it is like a testis of an old man. You cannot give it to a crying child to be playing it with. If you say the administration want to give the limber slave trade area to a businessman to develop it and maybe make income, it's like giving the testis of an old man to a crying child. It is not done. This is the sacred. This is the heart of the Cameroon history, and you cannot give it to any individual for no reason. And this because of incompetency, lack of management or poor management. That is why we have the limber. Go there is everywhere is very bushy grass everywhere. But this is a place that can develop billions to the Cameroonian people.
But was this common man, this person that you described common man, not instead going to inject money and preserve it? And because now the question is who is benefiting now from the abandoned structure of the sacred?
That is what the SDF. That is why the SDF is saying that it is because the government does not care about the people. So we want to develop that place as a government or as a people that is going to generate income, not to an individual but to the government, and still cause employment. It is because the government does not care about secrecies. The government does not care about the well-being of the people. That is why they are abandoning the place. But it is not for them to lease the place to somebody. When the SDF is given the opportunity, we are going to develop that place as a state national park where tourists are going to come there, visit and study the history of Cameroon. They pay money to the government. It is going to cause employment and raise revenue to the very government that is going to help us, not giving it to some individuals. That is what we are saying.
Highlighting the issue of employment, you noted that the Social Democratic Front (SDF) see it as a national security issues, and actually blamed those who have picked up arms in the northwest and southwest region, and those who have entered who have entered the Boko Haram, and those who have joined the Mikrop as being part of most of those who were unemployed as a result of unemployment. But the question is, there are several other unemployed graduates who have turned out to be positive to their community. Is it that in other nations that we have terrorism? Is it lack of employment that pushes these people?
No, we are talking in the context of Cameroon, and from what Honorable OC gathered according to statistics and what he was saying, that the problem of unemployment should be dealt with as a problem of national security. And it is true, because most of these people are unemployed. Because you don't expect me, or let me say you are here, you are doing well for yourself. I don't know what they can tell you, that you are going to abandon your job as a journalist here in Douala to go to Kumba or to go to Mondemba to go and pick up arms to start killing uniform people. Most of these people are maybe graduate, maybe advanced level holders, maybe O level holders who have gone to school. They don't have something doing, and maybe they feel that the government is not doing enough. Then they go and pick up arms. These people were not taken from their job site. They were not taken from the offices. They were not taken from where they are earning a living. Majority of them are boys who are frustrated because they have gone to school. They don't have job, so they only miss the thing. Maybe holding arms, kidnapping people for ransom is going to be a better way out for them. To an extent, you cannot blame them, because if you have somebody who has gone to school, spent millions of the master's or first degree, then you come without job, what do you expect? The family are your junior sister.
There are several unemployed graduates who are also trying to survive without.
Yes, that is why we are saying, as a president or as a government, you must see unemployment as national security. To maintain national security or stability of the country, you must see unemployment from that standpoint. Okay. That is, you are going to hold it as an issue that you don't want. You want your country to be in peace. So if you see unemployment as an issue of national security to maintain stability, you must tackle unemployment from its root, and severely and sincerely.
Thank you very much. We come back to you. Good afternoon, Mr. Javis. Dr. Isinge has spoken. Let those opposition come to coalition, because that's the only solution. No coalition. We are tired of the year preaching, Charles Ngier, writing from Tico. This other one, right, it says, good afternoon, Mr. Javis, and all in the studio. It's been long. We have been talking about this coalition of the different opposition parties, but nothing has been done. So my proposal for a coalition of the different political parties as follows: Mr. Akeremuna should be chosen as the president. Professor Maurice Kamto, in terms of justice system in Cameroon, he can be of a valuable tool. Mr. Joshua Osi, administrative reforms. He has good plans that will serve the public in that angle. Honorable Kabradibi, his expertise is good for the Ministry of Communication. Madam Joya, she's good with regrouping. She's good with regrouping people to restructure them. Hence, Ministry of Territorial Administration is good for her. Madam Kuala Edith Wala, she can be a valuable resource in managing the Ministry of Economy. Isa Chiruma, without much bias, he is good at diplomatic relations. Mr. Timmy, the former mayor in Yaoundé, we need him in terms of Ministry of Territorial Administration. You have to territorial administration. I would have loved to list all based on my proposal, but for the sake of time, I may not be able to do so. I believe my list is based on competency and not parties, but in terms of administrative reforms, believed 10 state or a 2-state federation will work. This is a list we need to get Cameroonian remove the current ruling political parties. Disclaimer: I am not a politician and don't have a political party. I rest my case with smiles. This other right is good afternoon, Mr. Javis and your panelists. I am Prince Fendi, watching from Berlin, Germany. I just want to understand Doctor by asking him on which side he is. Actually, in as much as I would agree with him on numerous facts he pointed out, he should tell Cameroonians the good side of the coin. We all understand that this presidential election is not a decision making unlike the municipal and parliamentary election. The most important thing is to kick out a regime that has brought Cameroon and its citizens on its knees for 43 years with nothing to show for. Leadership demands responsibility, integrity of service. If you don't serve your people, then you must be kicked out of place. This one, right, is a good afternoon, Javis. I am Moses from Sokapam Mbongo. Please ask the doctor to create a party to know what the opposition is going through. Know what the opposition is going through. Know that Cameroon government don't like to see any person who can challenge them. Remember what happened to Frundi and now come to don't blame the people don't blame the people for what you can't do. Okay, doctor, you wanted to react on the issue.
Why would it be as if we came to hear from these people? We came to talk objectively, because we must agree that it's not campaign period. Because you can be sued for starting a campaign when you have not started. That is why I am avoiding that. We should not get into campaigns yet.
Before coming, so that he will not. He says
briefly. Interrupt, please. Sorry, doctor, please.
No, let me talk. Because he has spoken twice.
I know. The issue is, you want to talk about the issue. I want to say you have time to react.
No, I will talk about. I will talk, and when it is his turn, he will talk about it.
Let Doctor land.
That is how it is.
Yes, let Doctor land.
Listen to me. I will not go onto any campaign now for any party, and you will not tempt me to get there. If you like, start your campaign now, which is against the law. Campaign goes for 2 weeks before an election, which I will not be tempted. And I think I've been politician enough to know what to do. But that when you call me tomorrow, I'll be able to defend myself, because I am talking, people are listening everywhere in the world, and they have started reacting to what I'm saying. So I'm saying, as a neutral citizen of Cameroon, which my interest is to know those who have a mindset for the nation of Cameroon.
And to build the economy.
Yes. Now, do you know that when it comes to the agricultural sector, the government have decided not to deal with individuals because it is very cumbersome. And now they deal with cooperatives. And that's why you see everybody is struggling to start a cooperative. Unfortunately, when they get money from cooperative, they eat it. Few of them chop it. And that's how the cooperative ends.
Yeah, because today you hear cooperative,
Yes.
the moment things...
The moment they touch the first 100,000, the cooperative close. I am a chairman of a cooperative, agricultural cooperative, and I understand what it means to carry out agriculture. We have been able to bring different cooperatives together. We have been cooperating with the regional delegate for agriculture, and they are open. We had the cooperative day, international cooperative day, that was celebrated at the regional delegation in Boya. We did not see all those cooperatives, so many of them that are all over, that came and took money and took registration documents, which they are taking to get money from different countries,
and took seats
and taking it to eat with it. They take seats, they take instruments, and they keep.
And some will even go and sell there.
They sell. And tomorrow it will be that the government. I'm saying so because I work in the middle of all these things. I'm not a visitor. And that's why I want to tell you that Cameroon will be fixed by Cameroonians. Cameroon. You see this Cameroon? It is Cameroonians that will fix it. You see the government, this government we're talking about, Cameroonians will fix the government, not political parties. Political parties cannot. And I will repeat it to tomorrow. Do you know that CPDM is a coalition?
Yes.
Let me tell you, CPDM is a coalition. But these people don't know it. And that's why I'm even trying to drag them to believe that Cameroon can work as a one man to fix Cameroon. No party can restructure this Cameroon except Cameroonians.
Through a coalition.
Different nations rose up and they fixed their country. When your parliamentarian goes for parliament, hold him to account. Hold your mayors to account. Hold your senators. Hold your councillors who were voted to go there to represent the people. Hold them to account. Then the economy of Cameroon will shoot. Senators, parliamentarians, mayors, and all the like, they have the power to lobby for projections, for projects out of the country. They go there, take these monies and eat. You are talking about, you don't even know what some of these political parties do. They take these monies and they enrich themselves. You are a politician, you show me the salaries you are earning, that you can have jeeps, BB jeeps and all the like. What is the salary a politician will earn as an opposition? You have 3 jeeps in front of your door. An opposition party, show me your salary, how much? Even if your salary is 1 million a year as you take it at the parliament, can it buy you 3 jeeps of 60 million? You are opposition. And that's why we are going to say that opposition should tell us what is wrong. Because the day that the government will hold people accountable, they will go to some of those institutions abroad that these people have gone and taken money from. Oppositions will run and enter bush. So the high time is that everybody should come on the drawing board. And that is why the people of Ngondo in Douala have decided to call for a meeting. They want to visit all the Anglophones living in Douala. The Ngondo people, the Douala people, they said they recognize that the Anglophones have been living in Douala for a long time in peace without trouble, especially in Bonaberi. So they are hosting a meeting on the 13th of September in Lycée Polyvalent, 1 o'clock. They say, Anglophones, unagada, no political inclinations. You are CPDM, you are SDF, you are whatever. Come there and let us express our minds to ourselves, so that we can go back to the drawing board. Listen to me. The SDF of yesteryears is not the one of today. MRC of yesteryears is not the one of today. You agree with me that the only thing that is constant in Cameroon is Cameroonians.
Even the CPGM of yesteryears, eh?
Yes, it's not the same of today. So if Cameroonians themselves cannot sit up, look at the young boys that they have gone and told them stories, and they're coming to stand in front. Tomorrow, if they ask you to tell us why you started campaign on television at this time, What will you tell the people?
No, but they have not
I
started.
told you already.
No, you are already telling us about the candidate, which is not proper.
Especially I, for one, I told you already.
Doctor, you also now refuse the fact that campaigns have not started, but there is what we call the program that people have for Cameroonians.
That is what we should be talking about. Like what I'm talking now.
That's what they are saying, that Cabral Libi's program that he as a presidential candidate has for Cameroonians is based on A, B, C, D, and E. If you choose his program, then you should know that it's fine by you.
But I was expecting them to also point out other people too who are trying. Yes, I wanted people to try. Yes, this person have listed some people there.
Maybe you
and tell us that
some people.
And that is why I was coming to you. People are not even allowing me to talk.
Maybe I should conclude without.
Yes,
the cooperatives.
I am building on something. I'm building on something, dear brothers. Dear brothers, if we don't learn from what is happening in other countries, we will not learn from what is happening in Cameroon.
Yes.
If you are not yet qualified to handle something, don't get for it. And I think that the opposition should come of maturity to be able to handle a government they claim is problematic or can't deliver. They should come of age. What is come of age? It means that you should equip yourself properly before approaching an incumbent. We don't get to approach an incumbent with empty hands. We don't get to approach an incumbent with what we did in 2022. We don't get to approach an incumbent with what we did in 1992. We don't get to approach an incumbent anywhere in the world. Approaching an incumbent. It took Elon Musk for Donald Trump to come to power. What are all these politicians? What have they done? Who is behind them to do what? At this particular point in time, people should be ready with their helicopters and their planes to land in Garoua, to land in Kuseri, to land in Manfe, to land in all this. Would they be able to go to all those places within a short time? When we talk about national presence, do we have opposition political leaders who have a national presence? When I talk about national presence, is that they can go to those places without stress. They can find themselves in those places without stress in 2 weeks. I saw what happens in Nigeria, where Peter Obi could take a plane because the time was short for campaigns. So he took planes to get to those places. What is wrong with our opposition parties that we are happy that they want to come up? But why don't they prepare for this thing?
When you talk about national presence,
Yes.
Doctor, some will argue that a lot of these parties have national presence, like the Social Democratic Front. They say they have national presence. PCRN is launching their party, their Northwest headquarters in Bamenda on Tuesday.
They are still launching their headquarters. They are still launching.
The one for Bamenda,
Now,
which means
elections are in 2 months.
they are officially launching.
No, I said they are
Which
still.
means it has existed de facto without official launching, because they went for the 2018 presidential election.
So,
that represented.
now this is what I'm looking at. Look at what I'm looking at in Cameroon.
UNDP also has. You look at
2018
yes.
presidential election.
No.
We had a sound voting.
All right.
In the Southwest.
Maybe next time you tell me that I was coming to lead people to talk on their political
No,
campaign.
Doctor, you
I will
have
do
not-
it. No, you spoke twice.
Doctor,
you were
continue.
given an opportunity to react to me,
Yes.
and I was giving you an opportunity to speak. So give me an opportunity to react and also to speak.
Yes, that's what I'm giving.
Yes.
They have spoken. This is your second time of talking. They have spoken 2 times. You have spoken 2 times. This is your second time too.
No.
Everybody has had
Yes,
two
it's your
times.
second time.
They have spoken on reaction.
Yeah,
not
first of
based
all,
on
yes.
this.
I'm
So
waiting on your
second time
reaction.
that I'm talking
Yes, I'm
for
waiting
them
on
to
your
talk on their second times.
No, I'm waiting. I first of all
Shows that
give
it's lengthy.
no, doctor, no, it's not
no.
lengthy. It's not
You can't
lengthy.
tell me
Doctor,
that
you
it's lengthy.
continue.
You can't tell me that it's lengthy when I'm reacting.
No.
You are reacting, it's not lengthy.
Doctor, you continue. Doctor, what I gave was, and it's the same time I'm giving you. I said I gave first their reaction. Once they finish, then I ask my question. I've also given you. You should react. Then I'll ask my question.
I was still reacting.
Yes.
to.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to land.
I'm just trying to say that anybody that is coming out to Cameroon must have the interest of Cameroonians and not a party. Have the interest of Cameroonians. And the good thing to talk about is to ensure that the people we are going for can be able to agree. If they cannot agree, forget about it. We don't have people who have the interest of the country. Now, looking at Cabral Libi, he has not gone into coalition with the existing people. We have never even seen him standing on the table with somebody. At least we have seen Joshua Osei try to get close to Issa Chiroma and maybe one or two other people.
There's a party, I'm sure that the reform,
Yes.
the Cameroon Reform Party also
Yes.
have thrown their weight behind Joshua Osei. Apostle Lambe, who was a potential independent aspirant, has thrown his weight behind Joshua Osei.
You understand? They are trying to do it. So why is Gabriel Bin not going for coalition? Does he think that maybe in Kribi he'll be able to win Northwest,
Maybe he's walking behind the
Southwest,
scene.
or something? Yes, that's the behind the scene we are talking about. National presence means that it's not only about behind the scene, it's about the nation. Why are oppositions hiding secrets from the people who are supposed to vote them?
They say the ruling party may puncture their.
Okay, the ruling party will puncture your destiny. Means you are not ready for the ruling party. People who are ready for the ruling party knows what to do before the time. You prepare an election 5 years before the elections, and that's what is happening in Nigeria now. People are already prepared for Tinubu 2027. Then how can you come and be prepared for an incumbent of this strength? I thought they would respond to me about the name President Pobia. Why is it frightening people who think they have power to take over? Because this would have been the opportunity for them to take over. But the name President Pobia has been a problem, and which Cameroonians must understand that there is something unique about that, which they should look into it. Why are these brothers? Because President Pobia has fed these people, give them food to eat. These people who are standing for election,
When you say
now,
fed the people, what do you mean?
they have eaten from the government. They have
Like any Cameroonians too, eh?
Yes. No. Cameroonians have not eaten because of what? They did not have the opportunity to eat, to come and receive contracts
On the table.
On the table. That is why I still insist what Minister Tangani said: gentleman's agreements. My people, don't only hear words spoken by politicians. Be critical about it. Our brothers must tell us what we don't know. If they think we must vote for them, they must come to the table. Let all of us sit like how we want to sit for peace, because we know what usually happen in Douala. There usually be problems. So the Ngondo people say, no, it will not happen again this time.
Okay.
So they want peace to reign. Now ask me a question, now let me answer.
You have spoken for more than 10 minutes there. But my question to you, very brief, so that I move to
Yes.
very brief. Doctor, you said opposition party members have cars for 60 million,
Yes.
but most of them are business people whose businesses are making them to have these cars, and some of them had the cars before they could become members of parliament.
In this very country that they say,
And the parliament also buy
work.
cars and give to politicians.
that's why I'm saying that in this very country that they say it's difficult to get money, and they can do business to get 60 million for car.
The parliament bought them the car now.
Their houses, parliament too, build houses for them. Their estates, parliament built it for them.
Doctor,
This same country, where all we will know,
it's business now.
they are building.
Doctor,
May
there
they
are
be
people,
careful.
there are people who are making money. Eh?
No, may they be careful, because we are prepared for them this time.
There are people who are not into politics that are making money too. The biggest
I said
millionaires in Cameroon are not politicians.
They go pick
Yes,
their
reaction.
their
We're almost out of
run.
time.
Thank you, Mr. Javis.
We're out of time.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, Mr. Javis. I really like to be lengthy too, but I think because of time, we are going to be brief. I would like to begin with this by making doctor to understand that even though he says the opposition should get prepared with choppers or planes to go to the north, I want to remind you that politicians have gone through and through Cameroon. They understand Cameroon. I really think a few months ago, Honorable Cabral Libi had an accident in the north where his vehicle went over. That aside, I really want to come back to what you said about cooperatives in the southwest, because we understand that in Cameroon, yes, cooperatives in Cameroon. You understand, we have been into these cooperatives. Truth, we have been into these cooperatives and we have worked with these cooperatives, and we have known so many cooperatives who have fallen, either because you are of the opposition or because you face a counter-attack. You faced an obstacle. Which are the obstacles? We understand that we have a possible means with the cooperatives financing our projects. But, Doctor, I want to remind us of the project, the banana plantain project of, I'm sure it's around Tole, which was integrated with the delegation of Agric, which is not functioning. Same as so many. Why? Same as my own project is not working. Why? No light, no water, no accessibility, no roads. Doctor, there are some people who face these obstacles and they decide to do away with what they have, maybe to recover some of what they might lose. I just want to explain to you that going closer to those cooperatives does not mean that you have achieved. Why? Because the obstacles which we have in Cameroon, they need a proper attention, especially communication, which is the roots. So there is nothing for you to tell me that I should go close to the cooperatives and they will give me and will fall because of. No, I don't want that. I want to come to the coalition problem, please.
Yes.
Doctor said briefly. Doctor said that
to
if they don't, Cameroonians should understand that if people don't go for coalition and what. I want to bring us to understand that we went for our party per the gentleman agreement and our party was refused. It took God's grace, because we always say that this our journey is divine. It took God's grace for a lady who was a leader of a human right who came to Cameroon and invited Honorable Cabral Libi, and Cabral Libi punctured this problem of him being forbidden his right to own a political party before Atanganji called him and legalized this party which we have now. I want to say coalition is not what we see. What happened in Fumban? Why did Fumban not work? Is it all about just uniting ourselves? No. Honorable Cabral Libi said he had a call, he had a message from Honorable Madame Tah Mai Javis, that's the leader of the UNDP. And the message came at the time when we were in the Constitutional Council trying to debate about our presence, because we also had a problem, yes, issues in the coalition. And thereafter, he replied, and Tah Mai said they are going on for another one, and he said, please brief me from what you people have discussed so that I might organize. But remember, what is coalition? In 2018, Honorable Cabral Libi, he said it clean and clear. I am ready for a coalition. But I am ready for a coalition, but for you to take into consideration that I have a dynamic team behind me. I have a dynamic project which I have. So you should take into consideration putting our projects down and for us to come face to face, close the door, each with a ballot paper, write a name of someone, not your name, and let's vote for someone who will lead this coalition. Till now, he's very open for that, and no one is agreeing for that. That's why the Fumban failed. Why? Because in the Fumban, everyone wanted to be a leader, and no one wants to bring the project. Maybe for us to unite these projects, bring out. I am bringing community federalism. I want 30 states for Cameroon to have an autonomous community regions for us to have better autonomy. You in the SDF or you in the CP. Remember what happened? Cabral Libi with Maurice Kamto in 2018 really said it. They sent a letter to him and said they are out for coalition.
Out of time.
And he accepted. But what triggered us with the coalition is come and align with us.
Okay, but please.
So our problem is coming together democratically to vote ourselves that the people don't want. Thank you.
Brandon, quick reaction.
Okay, Javis, talking about coalition, I will always want to quote from the SDF chairman. He said, coalition is like you going into a restaurant and they give you a menu of 11 dishes. There is ekwang, there is ego, there is achu, there is corn fufu, and all those varieties. Now you decide that all of these varieties, they should join all of them to make one single plate. That is the coalition. You you have been given a menu of varieties. There are 11 dishes on that menu. Choose one dish and make your command. You are going to be served that dish. That is the situation. But when you see people instigating about coalition, Dr. Esingi, you have not mentioned he is of the CPDM, and we know that is their project to make Cameroonians feel that since as the opposition are not coming to a coalition, they should be discredited.
Brother, please,
that is
now. I am here for Cameroon.
You are a militant of the CPDM. You were introduced here as a member of the CPDM. Let me learn. That is, I am telling Cameroonian that
that is the problem I have.
That is your point. That is your standpoint.
Lana, please, briefly.
That is your standpoint, because this is
this is hate speech now you're bringing.
It is not hate speech.
Yes,
this is the project of a CPDM which is alive and aware, and we of the opposition, we are aware that you are instigating this coalition. You are instigating that we should go for coalition, and from the behind you are dividing because you have your
Is it
interest.
different from what the common man is saying?
What is saying?
They are the people instigating because you got. I am saying that, Javis. I am saying that you go to a restaurant. There are 11 menu. There are 11 dishes on the menu. You choose the dish that you want. You are going to be served. How do you expect a far right party to come and collide with a center left? How do you expect Bello Buba and Issa Chuma, who have created the problem, to step out to come and join us? What do you know? What is their interest? Coalition. We are talking about political project in a long and in a near run.
Let us meet at the ballot box.
So when you have CPDM representative coming to talk about coalition, it is their business.
Now, briefly, my question to you is. What's that message you have for Cameroonians as far as SZF is concerned? I'll ask that same message to this man.
The message,
briefly, very briefly.
The message I have for Cameroonians, dear fellow comrades in arms of the Social Democratic Front Party, fellow Africans, this is a decisive year for the life and political well-being of Cameroon. You have gone to the menu, you have 11 dishes on the menu. Decide the dish that is going to best suit the taste that you want. The SDF is proposing federalism from the base. We have incarnated that from the origin, even though we have people who are stealing even our hand that stands power for the people. They are also stealing it. Federalism, other political parties are also copying from us. But we understand that federalism is a word that was emanated by the SDF. And when you talk about federalism, you are talking about the SDF. And we know in Cameroon today, we need federalism to solve the problem. So the SDF is proposing federalism, employment, well-being, peace to solve your problem. Thank you.
Your message to Cameroonians, briefly.
Yes, Mr. Javis, Cameroonians from north to south, east to west. I really believe that we are in a crucial moment, we are in a crucial time, and there is a party called Cameroon's Party for National Reconciliation that has a vision. The vision is to protect and emit the Cameroonian energy. It has an ideology, and it is community federalism, and it has a methodology which is rupture of the system and development. I really think it's time for us to understand that the best thing Cameroonians need is better autonomy. The best autonomy is the 30-state federation, which we need for better autonomy, to give the people power so that they can manage their roots and manage their society. And I really want to call on the Cameroonians that they should go closer to the civil society, and they should go closer to these projects, because we will not relent our effort because there is no coalition. We really need a plan B. Before even the coalition, we had a bad electoral system. We know the polling stations are corrupt and so on, but we decided to go in. So this is a plan B. Maybe we might think coalition is a plan B, but we also have another means to tackle this. So go deeply. Our website, www.cabralibi.2025, cabralibi2025.cm. Please get in, register. You, even who does not have a voter's card, you can help Cameroonians to win this through the ballot box. And please, on Tuesday, which is the 26th, we are going to be in Bamenda to inaugurate the national bureau, the regional bureau of Bamenda with President Tamfu Richard. Thank you.
Yes. Talk to your message to Cameroonians very briefly.
Yes, for now, we have not been able to have a headway of how Cameroon can be developed economically, because our people, the Cameroonians, have made their cry, and some few people have decided to choose one meal out of 11. It means we are going to throw away the 11 meals so that the person of the restaurant will not make profit. So therefore, we are saying that anybody who refuses that we cannot bring one voice as Cameroon, we are trying to say that the oppositions are failing us. So let's get back to the drawing board and prepare for the time when we will be ready to do that. Thank you.
Program will be rebroadcast on today's Sunday. This time will be 10:30. If in case you want to be a panelist of this program, reach me on the number on your screen, and you can follow it on our YouTube channel, BT Media Group or My Media Prime Television. I leave you with this: no matter the matter, what matters is your matter. And what should matter for you is that you should have an open mind when this period for campaign will come. Harden not your heart, as Konde said. Listen and put your act together, and you have a right to choose. Coalition or no coalition, October 12th, voters will head to the poll to decide their future. Whichever result it is, accept it, move on, and hopefully prepare for 2032. My name is Tah Mai Javis, Cameroon's commercial capital Douala. Until we meet again, stay out of trouble. Bye-bye.